620 AM, KEXB. Experts in business in North Texas.
I'm going to talk about going back to school. And from time to time, I get asked to go speak at middle schools on career day. And if those instructors only knew, yes, corrupting the youth, of what kind of a bad example I probably lead for young people. Not really, but anyway. But they should probably rethink that. But they asked my good friend Larry Hamilton, the Lorenzo Hotel, to be a principal for the day. He's on the line, and I can't wait to ask him what was like the top questions people asked you about being a principal, and, of course, about what they might want to be when they grow up. And so, Larry, welcome to the show.
It's nice to be on.
So tell me, how did it feel to go back to high school today?
Well, it was a deja vu experience.
A little different, right?
Yeah, it was, but it was fun. It was the City Lab School, which is downtown, and it's a transformative school with an emphasis. It's a high school with run by DISD that has an emphasis kind of on architecture, urban design, planning. But they teach chemistry and English and all the traditional courses as well. And I got the full tour, and the students are particularly interested in architecture. And Peter Goldstein is one of the instructors, and he's an architect, and he does a great job. And boy, those kids are very interested.
But isn't it amazing how, let's think back, I was in high school in 1987 is when I graduated. Things are a little different now than it was back then. We had the wood shop, we had auto body and those kind of trades. I didn't have anything with architecture, but I know for me, when people would come to the school and talk about careers and what industry they were in, it did have a sort of influence on me. Did you feel that you were really connecting with these students and potentially guiding them through some type of career path past high school?
Well, I don't know about that. One of the questions asked me was, when I was in high school, did I have any idea what the direction my life and my career were going to go? And I had to confess that I went back one time and looked at my yearbooks, and one time I said I wanted to be a lawyer, and another time I said I wanted to be a sportscaster. Nice. And, of course, neither of those came to pass. So, but those kids, none of them seemed to be wanting to be asleep or yawning or wishing they were somewhere else.
Yeah.
They all seemed interested in getting a real life perspective on what it's like. So I'll bet you a bunch of them do go on to be in the built environment, some architect, developer, urban planner or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
I would agree with you. And I think that kids, more than ever, are interested in getting their career started immediately. Like, my son's a senior right now, and if he could leave school right now and go into the workforce and do what he already knows he wants to do, I know he'd do it. These kids are hungry to learn, and they're hungry to be entrepreneurs. And I think that a person like you, who's got a long list of accomplishments, you can make, I'm telling you, Larry, you're making an impression on these kids.
Well, one of the interesting questions I got was, what about the risk, which you don't expect students to ask you? You don't expect them to just think that, hey, this is going to go. And so I had to tell them,
sure,
failure is going to happen, but you build on it. You put your tail between your legs and dust yourself off and go on, keep going.
Larry Hamilton's joining us on the phone. He is with the Lorenzo Hotel. Of course, he's a major developer all over Dallas. A long laundry list of accomplishments as far as the buildings that you've put up. Okay, so real quickly, update me on the Lorenzo. How did the summer go? And going into the fall season, I was just there a couple weeks ago with Silk Threads, their nice fashion show they had on that beautiful upstairs conference area. But what's going on with the hotel? What's the latest?
Well, I heard, I couldn't attend that, but I heard that was a really successful event. So
beautiful.
Thank you for attending. And it's going great. I mean, we're an independent hotel, and there's some ramping up to be done, but we're ahead of schedule. We get a lot. I love to sit down in the bar and restaurant and see people taking selfies, and we get comments on. We do really great on our guest scores and Expedia.
Right.
We're Expedia's number one customer in DFW. Can you imagine
No,
that?
that's incredible.
Yeah, we're only 237 rooms. And and a lot of people say it's like staying in a hotel in a museum.
Well,
and we love to hear that.
With that said, I had a meeting today with someone of a mutual friend of yours, Tony Martin, the artist.
Oh, yeah.
Our studio is located literally right down the street from you, actually.
Right.
I was on the second floor, and I was actually looking at the Lorenzo, and we were talking about art. And she says that place is amazing. It's filled with art. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's got some of her art in there somewhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But don't you think that's a big thing that separates you from a lot of the other hotels? Is that you're different. It's like you guys walk to a different beat of the drum.
Oh, it's totally unique. So there's none other like it.
There you go.
And we like and the emphasis. It's very art centric.
Yes, it is.
When they first built, I got the call back. I called in, and the voicemail message said it was eccentric. You have to get that changed to art centric.
Yeah, we need to get that changed, right? Okay, real quickly, if you had to go back to high school. Back in the day, did you go to dances alone? Did Larry Hamilton go to prom by himself, or did you actually have a date? Because I'm gonna tell you what I did.
I actually had a date, both times, but they were. I didn't have that many dates. But I did get them on the prom days.
Oh, I didn't even do that, Larry. So you had me beat on that. I think I went through high school with no girl. I had one girlfriend. And matter of fact, I did a rant a couple weeks ago about, on this whole Brett Kavanaugh confirmation. Be careful what you did in high school because it might come back and haunt you 36 years later. I put
Isn't
that up on.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And I put it up on Facebook, and I had a girlfriend that we're friends on Facebook. I forgot all about her. She commented and tagged. Well, I was officially your girlfriend for your senior year. I can publicly say that you are squeaky clean. And I'm like, so I checked out. Larry, it's always so good. I know you got a meeting coming up here in a few minutes. I'm so glad you spent a couple minutes with us. Go check it out, the Lorenzo Hotel, gorgeous facility. Go in there, ask for Larry. He'll personally turn down your bed at night for you and bring. I don't know if you do. You might do that if you're there, right? You might. Why not? Why not? And go check out the beautiful restaurant and the bar. Because like you said earlier, you walk in there and you make a right, you go back in that bar, you might sit there and take pictures and Instagrams forever. Absolutely love it. Larry, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
Or let's go.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Larry Hamilton. Love that guy. Ben, can you imagine if you went what would it be like for you to go back to high school for a day and just walk the halls and go sit in the classroom? I can't pass the schoolwork. I can just tell you right now. I've seen what 8th graders do, math-wise. History, yeah, I can read. I can learn. English.
I think I would enjoy history a little bit better.
I agree.
I think I'd be a little bit more vocal in history class. Well, in all my classes in general.
It's like, is there any questions? Oh, Benjamin in the back. Oh, yes. And you start challenging them on why isn't
And teachers love that.
I think so,
Teachers
too.
want to get into that conversation.